What's up, gangsters? Oh my god, only 2 more days and there's 2 more videos left in my The Horrors of 2023 series. So how could I possibly forget about the Cornish, low-budget, experimental, abstract, folk horror-ish movie? Enys Men. With it being Cornish, meaning that it's from Cornwall, the most southwest county in England. And I'm not trying to mansplain anything here, it's just I didn't know, so I figured, maybe some of you didn't either. Besides that, I don't really have a joke for this introduction, so let's just take a look at the movie. Enys Men is Cornish for Stone Island.
Stone Island, vriend.
Which is where, well, presumably, the entire movie takes place. It's this uninhibited island, well, except for our protagonist, a, volunteer. She's there to, basically do the exact same thing every day, over and over and over, throughout the entirety of the movie. Which consists of measuring the temperature near these flowers, dropping a rock down a mine shaft, and writing down the uneventful results of said activities. Did you like that? Like looking at that just now? Because if so, you're going to love this movie. If not, you're going to have a pretty rough time making it through this entire thing. Yeah, when we take a look back at this series, this movie definitely falls into the category of the more experimental, like avant-garde titles, such as Skinamarink and perhaps the second half of The Outwaters, which means it's absolutely not for everybody, but also made me realize that, as much as I am an appreciator, an aficionado, if you will, of cinema in general, I do apparently prefer my movies to have at least some kind of traditional narrative. Doesn't make me less of a fan of the arts, I'd like to think, but it does lead me to have some rather unsophisticated takes on movies, such as, well, this was a fucking drag to get through. So, our volunteer takes some more temperature measurements, drops some more stones, writes a little more in her diary, sleeps. Then the next day, takes some more temperature measurements, drops some more stones, writes a little more in her diary, sleeps. And I was just dying to see what all of this would lead up to. Because, honestly, I'm not joking. Because the movie does very much manage to create this somewhat unnerving atmosphere, like, whoa, something is not quite right here. It just doesn't seem to be in any kind of fucking hurry for the audience to get there. What absolutely helps with creating this atmosphere, and what in my opinion is the movie's ultimate show stealer, is the way it looks and sounds. Shot on actual 60mm film, in combination with the shot composition, the sound design, it really makes this movie look and feel like an actual low-budget movie from the 1970s, the era in which this movie takes place. And I love this analog aesthetic. The film grain is at times out of control, the camera jitter, the damaged film, there's authentic light leaks, we see splicing tape during a freeze frame. All cool stuff, I sincerely love that. It's also, in combination with the uneventful, repetitive nature of the movie story, very much style over substance. And that's fine. I mean, writer-director Mark Jenkins, he's a bit of an author filmmaker. The type of guy that would write a manifesto with limiting rules to his own filmmaking process. Which is actually exactly what he did. Not necessarily for this movie, but in the past. And that's cool, I love that. I haven't seen it yet, but his previous feature, Babe, which received widespread praise, looks fantastic. It's just, Enys Men really just didn't do much for me. I guess you could argue it's simply just a mood piece. It has this Cornish eeriness. I do love that folklore aspect of it all. It's just because, don't get me wrong, it's not really a horror movie. At the very least, not in a traditional sense. It's because nothing happens. Some other characters show up, but not really. I don't think they're actually there. There's a younger girl living with our protagonist. Or does she?
maybe she's a younger version of the woman. Like who's to say? Like I have no idea. And sure, I know, like, a little something does eventually happen. It just doesn't really have any kind of payoff. I guess it might just be one of those, like, what's reality, what isn't, who's who type of deals. Dealing with the hunting of past events, something art house cinema. But I just can't be bothered enough or made to care enough to find out, like, what it all actually means. Because, like, I'm sure it has a lot more going on. Like, I'm sure it's very Cornish, if you will. Like, dipped in local mythology. And that's great. I mean, look at this stone. If anything, the music makes sure we know it holds some kind of significance. But overall, it was just kind of a drag for me personally to get through.
But again, that's fine. I've said it a couple of times already now during this series, but I actually think it's great and healthy for the genre to have some more of these experimental outings as well. Doesn't matter that I don't care for them, it's still better than seeing the same old over and over again. Plus, I'm pretty sure there's some people out there that love this. Are you one of them? You? Oh, really? Let me know in the comments below, please, like how you felt about this movie, like why this did work for you. I would love, especially with movies like this, like I would love to hear other people's perspective on it. So, you guys go ahead and do that, and oh my god, it's Halloween tomorrow. So, I'll see you guys then. Cheers, guys. Have a nice day.